We are at Jurong East Stadium this evening for the AIA Singapore Premier League match between Tanjong Pagar United and Balestier Khalsa. Both these teams in the bottom half of the table. Balestier Khalsa are the best of the rest. The other four in the top of the league now going for that title race. It's very tight up there, and it's also pretty tight at the bottom in a bid to avoid finishing last in the SPL. Tanjong Pagar have had one win all season long, beating Young Lions. They're looking to try and beat the total number of points they gained last season, which is they're currently on 5, and if they get a win here today, they will beat that total. So a lot here on offer for them against a Balestier Khalsa side that have been in poor form. More on that in just a short while. Let's hear from the Tanjong Pagar team manager, Noor Alam Shah, followed by the head coach of Balestier Khalsa, Marko Kraljevic.
You're facing a side that is on a 5-match losing streak.
Yeah.
How's your team feeling ahead of the match?
To be honest, we've been there before, so this record doesn't stand for nothing. I think basically that they have we have to be aware of their urgency to change the record. So we have already done our homework and we already trained towards that goal.
And news broke this morning that Ridwan Mohammed has passed his fitness test. Is there a chance that we'll be seeing him today?
Hopefully there is. I also want to feel him. But I think he's not fully fit. But I think for a moment of glimpse, definitely there will be. Yep.
And we've just heard that maybe one of your players may be out of today's match.
Yeah, Junior is out. It's unfortunate for him. Yesterday we do some finishing drill and then he just pulled a little bit, strained his hamstring a little bit. So, but other than that, every place is good to go.
You know, points have eluded your team for the last 5 matches. What do you feel your team needs to do to change things around?
Sometimes we need some we need hard work, you know. We need to strengthen our defense. We concede too many goals, you know, and it's very difficult, you know. Even some games we score 3 goals and then we still come out with losing game, you know. You just need to it's not about the back four, about everybody need to, from top to bottom, everybody need to work very hard to keep the clean sheet.
And about your team's lineup, 6 days ago we heard that Iqbal has signed for your team.
Yes.
Will we be seeing him today? And what other changes to your lineup?
I don't know. You're going to see him on the bench on the beginning. He's not his starting lineup, but it depends of what is going on in the game. Maybe he will, some part of the game he will go in, you know.
Okay. And finally, are there other changes to your lineup for today?
Some changes, yes. Will be some changes, you know. Is from the last game, Fadli going back to first 11, and this is one change. Try to strengthen our defense, and this is the most important things for us.
Okay.
Good to get the updates there from the men in charge of their team, Noor Alam Shah and Marko Kraljevic. Will talk a little bit more about them when we have a look at the lineups here. But it's a very pleasant evening at the Jurong East Stadium, and let's hope we have an entertaining game of football here with Balestier Khalsa. An opportunity, a win, just put some distance between them and bottom placed Young Lions. Of course, always the case that you want to avoid finishing bottom of the division. As for Tanjong Pagar, as I said, last year they finished with 5 points. This year they already have those 5 points, so it's certainly an improvement on where they ended up last year and an opportunity. Perhaps they might see this game as a chance to just narrow that gap. They would go level with Balestier if they can win today on 8 points. So there's a fair bit at stake. Remember, Tanjong Pagar rejoined the SPL last season after a long gap of about 6 years. And they found it tough going. No wins last year in a truncated season. We only had 14 rounds, but they couldn't get a single win in those 14 matches. And they've had that one win against Young Lions thus far. As we see the Balestier players make their way out onto the pitch. Balestier were pipped to the AFC Cup spot last year. Agonizingly close. It doesn't look like they will be in contention this year unless something very, very dramatic happens between now and the end of the season. Well, that is highly unlikely. You see Zarfan Rohaizad there, who joined the club earlier this month, made his debut in the last game, which was a defeat at the hands of at the hands of Lion City Sailors. So they have a fairly experienced goalkeeper. He made his 50th appearance in the SPL with that game against Lion City Sailors. Last 16 times these sides have met, it's been very much in Balestier Khalsa's favour. They've won the last 10. Johaman Zaiton is the referee, assisted by Chan Kwok Wai and Alson Fu. Shadiq Al Hussein is the 4th official. Yeah, they've won 10 of the 16. There have been 4 wins for Tanjong Pagar and 2 draws. And of the last 7, there have been 6 wins for Balestier and just 1 draw. And that, you go back to 2012 for the last time that Tanjong Pagar have defeated Balestier Khalsa. So it's going to be history up against them. The last 16 matches, 24 goals scored by Tanjong Pagar. Sorry, Balestier Khalsa, 18 for Tanjong Pagar. Looking at the lineups then, just the one change for Tanjong Pagar. Khairul Amri comes in for Luis Junior. As we heard earlier, he got injured in training yesterday in shooting practice, so that's a big loss for them. But of course, always good to have the veteran striker, former Singapore international Khairul Amri. And talking of former internationals, Ridwan Mohammed is back on the bench, having finally passed a medical, and so they'll be looking forward to seeing him. Maybe we're going to get a cameo appearance from him. Speedy winger back in the day. Right, we also have, for Balestier Khalsa, 3 changes from the side that got thrashed by Tampines Rovers. Fadli Kamis comes back into strength and defence. The 2 youngsters, Adil Jahari and Puvan Raj, also come into the side. Shimir Zuzul is back on the bench. Akil Yazid joins him, the youngster, and no place for Joshua D'Souza today. And we also have Iqbal Hussain, who, as you heard earlier, made news this week for returning back to Singapore after a short stint in India, and he is signed with Balestier Khalsa. Hassan Jailani would dearly love a second win this season and get them up to 8 points. Do get the impression that they will get that second win at some point this season. Marko Kraljevic saying they know they've got to snap themselves out of it. They've had a very poor run recently. They've lost their last 5. They've conceded at least 4 goals in their last 4 games and could lose 6 straight games for the first time since losing 7 in a row in July 2019. They'll be desperate to avoid that, matching that record. It will be Christian Krajcek and Balestier Khalsa to get us underway. So here we go then, Balestier Khalsa taking on Tanjong Pagar. Nice conditions, as I said earlier, for hopefully what will be an entertaining match. Up to Khairul Amri, who had considered retirement before joining up with his old friend Noor Alam Shah, who had asked him to come and join the Tanjong Pagar project. He was with Felder before that. Here is Faritz. Good work down that left-hand side from Ahmad Shahir. We normally expect them to play this back 3, quite often becomes a 5 for Tanjong Pagar, as they seem to be just a little conservative in how they approach things. Try to keep it tight, but there's space on this right-hand side as Tanjong Pagar trying to pull forward. Bruncevic doesn't get there. Nice touch on from Rio Nishiguchi. This Faritz couldn't quite wrap the foot around the ball. Aidil Johari. Yeah, they will limit their forays up front. Not take too many risks, which is fairly understandable, but for a team that's conceded so many goals. Balestier Khalsa, well, they've now caught up, haven't they, in the goals conceded. There was frustration when they lost 4-3 recently. To Hougang United, having taken the lead in that match as well. But yeah, it's been a painful time losing 1-0 to Hougang after they were reduced to 10 men. Ensar Bruncevic's controversial sending off in the 22nd minute. Only lost 1-0. I thought they played fairly well that day. Then they were hammered 4-1 by Lion City Sailors. It was a good play by Shuhei Hoshino. And after losing to Albrechts Nagata 4-1, they had a very close game with Hougang United at 4-3. And in their last match, a 5-1 hammering at the hands of Tampines Rovers. Rushaidi Salimi's cross, or rather Hazwan Halim's cross, not a good one. He's been called up to the national squad by coach Tatsuma Yoshida, along with Zaiful Nizam, the Balestier goalkeeper. Big squad of 26 going for those 3 World Cup qualifiers in Saudi Arabia. And they'll be departing on Tuesday, I think. Most of the early running, unsurprisingly, from Balestier Khalsa. Now storming forward, Puvan Raj, Krychek. Here's Ahmad Shahir. Haswan whips a quick cross in, easy for Zarfan. And he launches that up towards Khairul Amri. Amir Hakim. Here's Ahmad Shahir. He sees the run of Shuhei Hoshino, and the flag does go up. Just started his run a little early, the Japanese forward. Little talking to for Daniel Martins about his positioning. Could just hear that from, I think it was Noor Alam Shah. Khairul Amri looked like he'd got a bit of a knock on his head. He quickly gets up. Here's Krychek. Got a body check from Sharin Sabarin. You can make your own with that shoulder to shoulder. I think he certainly did obstruct him. Hazwan standing over the ball. towards Shue Yoshino, but in the end it's cut out by Sharon, and the follow-up shot from Fadley is a wild one. But it is Balestier who are really trying to take control of this game early on. Here's Kyril Amri. Now Ideal. It's given a bit of license to go forward. That's good to see. Back to Kyril Amri. Farrett opts to go down the line, and that is certainly offside on Amri. He loves to go into those channels and work things, and he'll drop back. One of Singapore's best strikers in a long time. Will not be part of the squad going up to Saudi Arabia. Here's Ensa Bruncevic. Ahmad Shah here. Lofts that over the defense. Christian Krajcek does well to get there. Ahead of Faritz. Will that be a corner? Right now, Tanjong Pagar, quite familiar this is. They're absorbing the pressure, soaking up. Here's Krajcek. Flick on! In a good position. Was there a last touch perhaps, but Bhuvan Raj got something on it. Concerned that there was no one really around him. Here's Rishuto. Came back to the SPL after a pretty successful stint with DPMM. Ryo Nishiguchi takes it quickly. Oh, and he's just snatched that one. Daniel Martins. He knows it. Well, actually, I'll tell you what, Kyril Amri was also in a really good position. If you look at this, look where Amri was. But it wasn't a bad choice from Nishiguchi to give it to Daniel Martins either. He just seemed to rush his shot. That's a decent opportunity. Sharon up to Nishiguchi. I'll tell you what, they're flying in here with the challengers. Nice bit of intensity here from both teams. Krajcek. Gareth Lowe, back to Krajcek. That's a delightful ball up to Bhuvan Raj. Now Martins. Raj tries to win the ball back, and well, everyone's just flying in at the moment. This is good to watch in this early stages. Yeah, Nishiguchi, what is interesting is that nominally starting on the left-hand side, but really coming forward, 5-4-1 becomes a 5-3-2 very quickly. And the likes of Shodai and Ideal do attempt to push forward when they can. This is a nice change that we're seeing more and more from Tanjong Pagar, becoming a bit more progressive. Dalvinda. Here's Martins. Nice ball down this left-hand side to Shodai Nishikawa. And that cross, he's overhit it towards Niro Nishiguchi, but positive signs here for Tanjong Pagar. Hoshino, that's far too much on it. Rishuto out to Faritz on that right-hand side. Here's Rushaidi. Up to Karalamri, to Nishiguchi. You could see what he was just attempting to do there. Yeah, they've just pushed up a little further now. Tanjong Pagar. And you do appreciate that they are trying to be a bit more positive. Here's Nishikawa. Still Nishikawa. Can he get the cross in? He does. Now takes the shot from Aidil. Oh, that's one of their best chances. A good move. Oh, you've got to at least put that on target from that distance. Good work from Shodai Nishikawa. Yeah, I think he'll be disappointed with that, Aidil Johari. Well, it's swung a couple ways already this match. A good start for Balestier Khalsa, and then a nice little period here for Tanjong Pagar United. Not much difference between them at the moment. Touch on there from Krychek. Trying to avoid that being a corner, which they managed to do from Dalvinda. Well, they go for the long throw, and we've seen them before from Krychek. Semi-long throw, I think. But lots of air on it. Bruncevic will be the obvious target. Dalvinda gets it clear for the second time. Karalamri trying to be released there. Here's Hazwan. Back to Ahmad Shahir. Studs up perhaps. Went in pretty hard, Fadli, but no damage done. So a sending off yesterday for Song Wei-Young for a studs up challenge. Actually saw 2 red cards in that one. As Man City Sailors just about beat Young Lions. It was a tough, tight affair. Clumsy from Bruncevic. And Nishiguchi gets the shot away, and at the moment they're edging Balestier on the chances. Hoshino right up the other end. There is no respite in this game. Can't take your eyes off it at the moment. It is fast-paced and frenetic. There you go. Tanjong Pagar edging Balestier Khalsa now. Has that just about got its way through? Nishikawa wanted the ball early. Here's Daniel Martins, who used to play in the stadium with Albrecht Nagata, of course. Here's Rishuto. Still Rishuto. Making advances here, Tanjong Pagar. You're probably hearing that from you can just about hear that from Marko Kraljevic. Referees talking to Bhuvan Raj there. Now, free kick in a good area here. Tanjong Pagar. Nicely done by the goalkeeper, Zaiful Nizam. Here's Sharin. He's done well here. Sharin puts a deep cross in, and was there a little foul? From Rushaidi. But you can just hear from the responses at the moment, Marko Kraljevic is not happy. Safe to say. Rashuto. Ahmad Shah here, trying to make it difficult for Faritz. Well, this is a good period for Tanjong Pagar that they'll really want to try and extract maximum benefit, optimize it, because they don't get enough of these sort of good periods. That flies over Naufal. Naufal, who had a very good chance earlier and blasted it over the crossbar. Reminder that as is usually the case, there are two matches going on at the same time in the SPL. Al Tampines Gelang International are up against Albrechts Niigata, and Albrechts have taken the lead in the 14th minute through Kosuke Chiku, so it's 1-0 over there. That of course has ramifications at both ends of the table. Albrechts win there tonight, and they will go top of the SPL once again. There's Martins up to Rishuto. Bruncevic. Now Faritz gets it across to Naufal. Clear by Sharin. Rishuto heads that away. That's not a great clearance. Well, that's very clumsy from Faritz, and a clear free kick there. Yeah, I think he knew exactly what he was doing there, Faritz. Krajcek. I've just overran the ball a little bit. Now Rushaidi. Very balanced game now. It is very even. Talvinder looking for Nishiguchi. Sharin. keeping the ball much better than they were in the early stages, Tanjong Pagar. Rishuto up to Martins. He's done well, spreads it out to Nishikawa. Early ball into the box. Amir Hakim is there. Now has one. Good work from him. Gareth Lowe just checks himself. This is better stuff from Balestier Khalsa. That's a hugely ambitious ball from Krajcek. No one is going to be able to get on the end of that. I think he's cut a bit of a frustrated figure at the moment as Marko Kraljevic. Just past the midway point of this first half, no goals between Tanjong Pagar United and Balestier Khalsa. Not too many out-and-out chances. Karen Lumley's always buzzing around. And he hasn't really had a shot on goal yet. It just shows, though, in this, effectively there are two divisions, aren't there? The big four of Lion City Sailors, Albrechts Negata, Tampines Rovers and Hougang United, and then all the title challenges, and then another division of four, which involves these two teams, Tanjong Pagar United, Balestier Khalsa. There's Geylang International and Young Lions, and it's fairly tight between those four as well. Nishiguchi still on the ball, takes the shots and he drags it wide, but he did well, did very well to get the shot away. Promising signs. I'm thinking whether Tanjong Pagar actually want this drinks break right now, so just break up that momentum. He was waiting and waiting, wasn't he? Wanted to get onto his right foot if he could, never hit it cleanly. But promising again for Tanjong Pagar. Reminder that the SPL takes a very long break after this. It's the final week of matches for over a month. We will have those World Cup qualifiers, as I mentioned to you. Singapore travel to Saudi Arabia to play Palestine, the hosts, and Uzbekistan. Hope you can give your support for that, however you are able to watch it. And following that, of course, we have the AFC Cup and AFC Champions League. Singapore are at the moment hosting two groups, the one that involves Geylang International, the other Lion City Sailors. Tampines Rovers will be involved in the Champions League. They travel to Uzbekistan. They'll be playing all their matches there. It'll be centralized venues, of course, with the COVID-19 situation. That's, of course, if nothing changes between now and then. Fluid situation, as everyone knows. And Zaiful Nizam, of course, he will have to do, as of now, from what we understand, that 3-week quarantine when he gets back, along with Hazwan Halim. By the time they come back, they'll have to get straight back into league action. Be interesting to see how all that pans out in July. Here's Hazwan. Cross shot, I think, would be the best way to describe that, from Ahmad Shahir. Seemed to be in two minds. Referee wants him to get on with the kick. Sharin launches it up towards Karalamri. But it falls kindly there for Christian Krajcek. Now Hoshino. Rishuto. Oh, he's not happy with that. He's annoyed at himself, Rishuto, for a poor pass. You could just hear Marko Kraljevic wants the ball to be shifted quicker, and I think he's got a very good point. It's been a bit languid at times from Balestier Khalsa. Referee saying the ball is not stationary. Nishiguchi. Full of running, Rio Nishiguchi, who was with Albrecht Nagata previously. Once again, you can hear Marko Kraljevic is absolutely fuming. I think he's just not happy with the movement of his team at the moment. Nishiguchi. Offside, Nishikawa, that is poor. Oh, we're disappointing in a good position. Where will this first goal come from? Enough firepower on the pitch. Of course, big miss for Tanjong Pagar not to have their Brazilian forward, Lu Junior, who got injured in training yesterday. Flag stays down for Puvan Raj. Nishikawa was strong. It's good defending from him. Now, neither keeper really has had a save to make, a big save. A goal-bound save. I don't think there's been any proper shots on target. Might just give an indication of why these teams have been struggling for goals. Balestier Khalsa have scored 16. The teams above them have scored more than double that. And Tanjong Pagar have scored just 12. Before this poor run of theirs, where they have conceded so many goals, (17 goals they've scored, they've conceded in their last 4 matches. They were actually doing okay. Still going, Martins. Shot on target, but it's not going to threaten Zaiful Nizam, but it was a nice run from him. There'll be no real conviction in the shot. Getting past Puvan. Doing well to get past Gareth as well. And good work from him. Actually, the easiest part of that was, in the end, pretty tough for him to execute. Here's Nishikawa. Nishiguchi! He rolls that in. Great work from the 2 Japanese players. Zaiful Nizam's furious with his defenders. It was through a sea of players. And they opened the scoring here. Excellent work on that left-hand side. He's had some good moments. Shodai Nishikawa and Ryo Nishiguchi makes no mistake. His 4th goal of the season. And it's a good one in the build-up. He rightfully gives credit to his compatriot for the good work down that left-hand side. Well, we did say that of the two sides, they probably had a better bit of play in the last 15-20 minutes. They were just edging proceedings, perhaps. And that is a good goal. You can see why Zaiful Nizam would be a little bit annoyed by that. And that's yet another goal conceded. Well, I was about to say, if you take away those 24 goals, those 17 goals scored, they would actually have, going into the after 6 games, they'd conceded 7. Not bad at all. But then it's all gone very wrong for them in the last few weeks. Now, let's see how they bounce back from this, Balestier Khalsa. You imagine that if it continues for long, then it would surely be offside as a call on Hazwan. Shime Zuzul will be coming on sooner rather than later. They've also got Iqbal Hussein, because the rest of that bench is fairly young and inexperienced. So at least they have got options. Rishuto. Now they're going to try and press a little bit more. Good work from the back here, Delvinder. But they're liking that. They're enjoying themselves out there, passing the ball quite nicely at the back. There's a bit more confidence in the side for Tanjong Pagar. And Balestier Khalsa need to apply the pressure. And Hoshino's annoyed that no one get on the end of his header. Rishuto. That's a great ball out to Hoshino. Pulvan Raj doesn't quite get there. Hoshino again is looking frustrated. Well, pass back from Gareth. Good ball out from Zaiful Nizam to Ahmad Shahir. Here's Hazwan. Now Krychek. Towards Hoshino. Didn't see too much in that, I've got to say. Was a little handoff perhaps from Hoshino. This is that goal. I think he got a bit wrong-footed there, didn't he, Zaiful Nizam? There was not much power in that shot. Well, something's wrong here with Shoda Nishikawa. We might have been in that tussle with Hoshino. They certainly don't want to be losing him. Here's Haswan. He's still receiving a little bit of treatment. Shoda Nishikawa, they're down to 10 men. Tanjong Pagar, can Balestier take advantage? Farid's with the header away. Then it's Sharin to clear. Still 10 men here for Tanjong Pagar. Krychek. They know they're going to have to put everyone back here for the moment. Tanjong Pagar. Ahmad Shahir crosses. Sharon in the way. No foul in the end, or rather, Ideal with innocuous pass. Rolls out of play. And we're just waiting to see what will happen here with Shoda Nishikawa. Krychek. It's done well to keep that in. Quick ball in, but there's no one anywhere near that to attack it. Looks like we are going to have a change. That's a big, big miss for Tanjong Pagar. Excellent, excellent challenge by Fadli Khamis. Oh, and that was just behind Shuhei Hoshino. I think he wanted it in front of him. That was a decent looking move, but it started with Fadli Khamis' challenge. But it appears that we're going to have a change. It's Anaki Ismit. The youngster has been pretty impressive. Could play the last game. He was ineligible to play against Lion City Sailors. He replaces Shoda Nishikawa, and we'll just see whether he goes into that right wing back position, left wing back position. It appears that he will be. Here's his first touch. It's not a great one. That's a big blow for sure for Tanjong Pagar. Nishikawa, of course, with the assist for that goal. Krychek. Now, Ahmad Shahir. It's got to be a better cross than that. Problem for Balestier, they're missing midfielders Arish Kumar and Faisal Rafi, unavailable due to injury. Goyuchi is another one, new signing, who's not passed the mandatory fitness test, though Iqbal Hussain did do it. Here's Puvan. Cleared away by Sharin. Offside there on Kyle Lumry, and you knew what was going to happen next. Fadikam is trying to play in Puvan. Now Rashuto. That confidence coursing through this team. Tanjong Pagar at the moment. Nafal. That's a good ball in. Can he finish off? It's a delightful one, but it's just over from Rushaidi. Skimming the crossbar after a wonderful flowing move from Tanjong Pagar. He had acres of space and time. Maybe that was part of the problem. A delightful ball from Nafal. And just a little too much on it. What an opportunity, not taken. And Tanjong Pagar could have gone 2 up there. Well, they have to sort themselves out, Balestier Khalsa. At the moment, they are in a real mess. Kind of hit and hope when they're going forward. And I think it's almost a guarantee that we'll see Shimezuzu possibly. Well, that's an expansive one from Kyle Lumry, though he has scored from those sort of impossible angles in the past. But they're the ones racking up the chances at the moment. Tanjong Pagar. I was going to say we might see Iqbal Hussain earlier than we thought. Marko Kraljevic was saying he didn't sound very sure of himself when he said that Iqbal would come on today. Final ball certainly been lacking. And we're getting news that it'll be 1 minute of added time. Hoshino, now Krajcek. Sharon was down, and he's managed to get back up. They will continue here, and why shouldn't they? Well, that's been changed to 2 minutes now. About a time we're being told. It's no longer 1 minute. Just to let you know that has been updated. Here's Puvan. Just trying to roll that across for Krajcek. Martins goes back to Anaki. Confirmation that we will get 2 minutes. That was a bit careless. Christian Krajcek shot is on. That comes off Faritz. Now Gareth Lowe. Oh, that's a wild one from him. Right at the end of the first half, Balestier Khalsa racking up a couple of chances. But the simple truth is, Zarfan Rohaizad has not had anything to do in the first 45. This goal kick will be the last bit of action to wrap things up after an eventful first half. So the referee, Johannes Zaiton, brings the first half to a close, in which Balestier Khalsa started very brightly indeed. Tanjong Pagar then settled down and looked good. First on their counter-attack and then taking the initiative, creating opportunities, and that man there, Ryo Nishiguchi, after fine work from his compatriot Shoda Nishikawa on the left-hand side, rolled in the only goal of the game so far. Half-time score here at Jurong Stadium is Tanjong Pagar United 1, Balestier Khalsa 0. We are back at Jurong Stadium as the lights come on here for the second half, which will be underway in about 10 or 12 minutes from now. Tanjong Pagar United are in the lead here against Balestier Khalsa, thanks to Ryo Nishiguchi. And we'll take you through the story of the first half. Not too many chances, so this will be fairly brief with a header there from Bhuvan Raj. But it was Shoda Nishikawa's great work down the left-hand side that almost set up Naufal. And he would repeat that a little bit later on. Ryo Nishiguchi was bright. And here he was, Nishikawa again, rolling it across to his compatriot, Shoda Nishikawa for Ryo Nishiguchi. And I think he was just wrong-footed. There were players in front of him. Zaiful Nizam. And this was a great chance to make it to Rushaidi, hitting the crossbar. Did everything else right, but it just wasn't enough. This is how it looks at the moment. And as we said, Zarfan Rohaizad in the Tanjong Pagar United goal has not been tested at all. That would be probably the most disappointing factor for Balestier Khalsa in that first half. But they've been outshot as well by Tanjong Pagar United. who'll probably feel they should be at least 2 up in this match. They've played well so far, but it is only 1-0 as it stands. In the other match this evening at our Tampines hub, Albirex Niigata are a goal up thanks to Chiku. And that means if it stays this way, then Albirex will go back to the top of the SPL. Iqbal Hussain looks like he is going to come on much earlier than we thought. He's warming up here. Might be perhaps seeing him tonight. Remember, he's cut short his stint in India. Things have been pretty bad over there with the COVID situation, and he's back in Singapore. He signed with Balestier Khalsa this week. And we'll be back for the start of the second half in just a short while. Tanjong Pagar United against Balestier Khalsa.
AIA Vitality. Your health is every choice you make. We are part of a global wellness program with over 1.65 million members in AIA across Asia. And in Singapore, we have more than 100,000 members on AIA Vitality. Members live healthier by knowing their health through online health assessments and screenings. They improve their health by logging exercises and enjoying the rewards to keep them going. And indeed, members are making improvements in their health. Even the vitality age gap has narrowed to less than a year. Best of all, you earn points for every activity. The higher your status, the greater the rewards, including up to 15% off insurance premium on selected AIA plans. To keep you going, there is the weekly fitness challenge, with personalized targets to help pace and improve your fitness. When you complete the challenge, you get a spin on the Vitality Wheel to earn Vitality Coins, which you can use at the marketplace. That's not all. You also earn AIA Vitality points for completing these activities. And very soon, you'll be on your way to Platinum status. And we sweeten the deal further with many exciting partner benefits that you can enjoy. With AIA Vitality, nothing gets better than a healthier you. So get onto AIA Vitality today, because your health is every choice you make.
Second half about to get underway here at very picturesque Jurong East Stadium. Tanjong Pagar United a goal up against Balestier Khalsa thanks to Rio Nishiguchi's 32nd minute strike. We're just looking around to see what changes could possibly be made. We did anticipate that there could be one or two for Balestier Khalsa. Ridwan Muhammad, a much awaited return to action for him. Passed a fitness test, and we were promised by Noor Alam Shah that he will make a little, at least a little cameo today. We'll see if that pans out. They'll be very happy with this. So far, Tanjong Pagar. And we are now getting an update that Shime Zuzul, unsurprisingly, will be coming on for Puvan Raj. And that is going to be interesting to see now whether they play two up front or whether Hoshino will just play behind Shime Zuzul. But added firepower, there's no doubt about it. No changes otherwise for Tanjong Pagar. As I said, they'll be very happy what they've seen so far. And there's Shime Zuzul, who comes on. So the big man to come on here, Shime Zuzul. Four goals this season for the 25-year-old. Croatian has been in Singapore for 3 seasons now. Nine goals in his first season, 6 in his second, 4 so far. He'll remember, it was a truncated season, so he'll almost certainly beat that one. Taking a long time to get themselves ready. Christian Krajcek as well. He finally appears. I think there's a little bit of annoyance at how long they took to get things going. Hazrin Jailani not happy with that, having a word with the fourth official as to why they took so long. Now let's see. It does look like they'll move into 2 up front. Keep an eye on that one for you. Here's Rio Nishiguchi. Rishuto looks at, puts out the cross. It's a good touch on from Naufal. They'll get a corner here. It's a bright start for Tanjong Pagar United. Chance here to apply pressure right from the very beginning. Rashidi with the corner. Well, that's a very poor one, I'm afraid, and something they were probably trying out on the training ground. It was Faritz running to that near post. Didn't pan out, and the expression on his face tells you all you need to know. Oh, Zuzul, that was a high boot on Rishuto, who immediately screams and then is perfectly fine. It was a thought that counts, I think, is what Rishuto is saying. Now Zuzul will bear down on goal. Haswan Halim is with him. Was that the right call? Should he have allowed Zuzul to go through? And Zuzul's not happy with his teammate. The ball was taken off him by Haswan, and I thought he was in a good position to continue. Haswan is still down, and the ball is finally put out of play. But that seemed to be a bit of confusion between the two Balestier players. Well, you could see Haswan was going straight down, but he had players around him. Sharon Sabrin said, "I didn't touch him at all." There was no question of a foul, but should he have allowed Zuzul to continue the run? And that is a promising bit of play there from the man who's just come on, Shime Zuzul. He's a big player, but he actually has surprising speed about him. This one is about to come back on. Safran gives that away quite cheaply, but it falls to Delvinder. Fadli does not manage to keep that in. Shuhei Yoshino's barking at the referee to allow Haswan to come back on. Back to their full complement. What they were failing to do was really apply pressure at the back. This Balestier side. They had to press a little bit higher, pass the ball quicker. There was no zip in their play. Here's Naufal to Cairo Lamri. Martins will run onto this ball. It's a good one. He's playing with a bit of swagger now. As our Tanjong Pagar. And Naufal come from an offside position. A few Balestier players certainly thought so. Ball in from Faritz. Falls kindly. There's a foul there by Ensar Bruncevic on Rushaidi. They'll get a free kick here, and that was clumsy from the big man. Don't know why he would even think that's something worth debating. Now, usually these free kicks, they tend to be taken by Luis Junior, who's of course not available today. Now, for those of you who are keen watchers of the SPL, you would have seen a fantastic free kick from a similar sort of position, maybe a little bit closer, from Shadan Sulaiman yesterday. Curled it in brilliantly against Young Lions for Lion City Sailors. When we talk about the ability, we know that Cairo Lamri has it. Rushadi standing over the ball. Delvinder's having a couple of words. By the way, there is a goal for Geylang International just after half-time. Mateus makes it 1-1. Brilliant over there, and that has ramifications. It's Rushaidi, comes off the wall. Well, as things stand, it will be Hougang who'll be at the top of the table at the end of the weekend before this long break in the SPL. Rishuto. Not Hougang, excuse me, Lion City Sailors, let me get that right. Oh, plenty of power in that from Anaki. Three wins out of three for the interim head coach, Robin Chitraka. Actually, that sat up quite nicely, didn't it, for Anaki Ismit? The shot was on. Ball through to Shimezuzul, who's offside. I think he must have known that anyway. And they've got a big focal point now, Balestier Khalsa in Zuzul. Yeah, they do look as if they're pretty much going into a 4-4-2. That's good work from Naufal. And clatters into Ahmad Shahir. As you can probably tell, Tanjong Pagar will not be in a hurry, really, to move things along in this game, even though there's about 40-odd minutes left. And you can understand why. They are looking for only their second win in 2 seasons, or 1.5 to be more precise. Nice control from Fadli Kamis. Here's Gareth Lowe. Oh, in a bit of trouble there. Ideal. Bruncevic goes back to Zaiful Nizam. They want to get on with this. They need to, as we said, shift the ball around faster. Pick up the intensity. Shuto opts to go back to his keeper. Zuzul will try to close him down, and Zafran Rahizad clears it. Here's Khairul Amri. And you can probably hear Marko Kraljevic starting to show his annoyance. It's a bit casual at the back here for Balestier Khalsa. Naufal, that's poor from him. He's otherwise had a fairly decent game. Good work there from Hazwan, but it's too close to the keeper, Zarfan. Starting to show some signs of penetrative play. They need more of that, more incision from them. Balestier Khalsa. Bruncevic, he got a little careless there. Khairul Amri, and now Nishiguchi. Not too many players in support of the Japanese forward, and that's why he, in the end, goes for goal. It's a nice ball out from Zaiful Nizam, but it's just over Christian Krajcek. And you can just hear what Marko Kraljevic is saying. He wants his defense to push up. Trying to just play that higher line. Now Zuzul. Looks for Krajcek. Goes back to Aidil. And that's cut up by Rushaidi. Martins. Heavy touch by Khairul Amri. Now Gareth. Quick passing here. Shimei Zuzul. The angle is too tight for him. Krajcek. Just wide. Better from Balestier Khalsa. They are getting closer and closer. You might just hear Faretz saying can't lose a ball that easily. Well, good work from Zuzul. Sharin threw himself at that challenge, at that shot from Krajcek. I'm not sure they're going to risk Ridwan just yet until things are a bit more secure. Tanjong Pagar. Well, that was a nasty clattering there into Naufal. Ahmad Shahir is just going to get a talking to. I think it's no surprise we're going to see Raihan Rahman come on next rather than Ridwan. Experienced campaigner and can play in a variety of roles, but generally a holding midfielder. Good on the set pieces as well. Doesn't really get much game time, Raihan, these days. But I suspect he is going to come on for perhaps someone like Rushaidi or Martins. Let's see. Oh, it's in fact going to be Naufal, who just got himself hurt. And Rushaidi is now going into that right wing back role. And yeah, this is where we thought Raihan might play, in the middle of the park. So it'll be Rishuto, Raihan Rahman and Martins, as well as Rushaidi. Rushaidi now going into right wing back, as I mentioned. So no tweak to the system, just the personnel and the position. So it's trying to add a little bit more steel in that midfield area. Raihan Rahman used to be a player, of course, with Balestier Khalsa. Now 30 years of age, Raihan. Well, that's a great goal. Well, he's made the difference, hasn't he? He's a bit happier as well. Not too many celebrations from Shimei Zuzul, but he has certainly been the X factor in how things have changed. Lovely knock on there. And that's how you lob a keeper. Lovely direct play, but good knock on there from his strike partner Shuhei Yoshino. That's an exquisite finish. Not much Zarfan could do with that, but Shimei Zuzul, as we said, has made the difference, as we thought he would. Just after the introduction of Raihan Rahman. Martin's just trying to be a little clever. That didn't work out for him. That's a decent ball from Shuhei Yoshino. Now Zuzul. Back to Krychek. That late run from Yoshino. Just misses the ball. You can tell their tails are up here, Balestier Khalsa. The momentum with them. Ahmad Shahir gets the cross in. Oh, open header from Hazwan. He hesitated. He applauds the ball in from Ahmad Shahir. The momentum completely shifting now to Balestier Khalsa. He did well to get that cross in, Ahmad Shahir, and I think he almost preempted that, Hazwan. He might have been hoping the flag would have saved him there, but it didn't. So where does this now take us? We've got half an hour or so left in this game. Beautifully poised here at Jurong East. Oh, Shaidi clattering into Christian Krychek. There's only one way that was going to end. We're back to Raihan Rahman, who's just come on. He was Balestier Khalsa for a couple of years. It was the longest he's been at any club in Singapore. Also has a few international caps to his name. We're going to have another substitution for Balestier Khalsa. And Iqbal Hussain is going to come on. They are going for this now. Not sure whether they need to make the change so early, given that the momentum is completely with them, but they are going to make that change indeed. And, perhaps surprisingly, it's going to be Hazwan that goes off. Rushuta goes down, play continues. I was thinking perhaps Idle might be the one that makes way. Krychek moves into central midfield. Hazwan stays on and they bring on Iqbal. Oh, Hazwan isn't happy, I have to say. Just saw his body language there as he saw his number come up. And you can kind of understand he's not pleased at all. No one likes being substituted, to be fair. But Iqbal Hussain comes on, makes his debut in Singapore International. He was at Chennai City, scored 3 goals for them in 10 appearances. And the first time that he appears for Balestier Khalsa. And they've got now added firepower. Now he'll play on that right side of attack. They might even move to a 4-3-3, we'll have to see. That is a terrible free kick. But they keep it going here, Balestier Khalsa. You can just feel the confidence sapping for Tanjong Pagar as this second half has progressed. Krychek, will he go for one of those attempted long throw-ins? Bruncevic, he goes short this time. Gets the cross in, but it's only as far as Delvinder. Back to Krychek. Looking for Zuzul, and that just rolls out of play. And what we're seeing now is Ideal is very much screening in front of the 4. And that's just allowing some of the other players to go a bit further forward. Oh, that's persistent play, and almost creeps in there from Zuzul. That was unexpected. That would have been a freak goal. But he works hard, Zuzul. It looked a lost cause as Delvinder tried to clear it, but he stuck his leg out, and it wasn't all that far away. Well, now you feel that it's 1-1. Will Tanjong Pagar throw a little bit of caution to the wind and perhaps risk having Ridwan Muhammad on? That could be something to consider. 37-year-old. See if he's still got that pace to burn. Iqbal now. Krychek is pushing further and further forward as well. They're taking a few more risks, Balestier. They have to really, they want to go for the 3 points here. Ideal. Now Gareth. Huge gap between midfield and attack. There's so many players pushing up here for Balestier Khalsa. Now Fadli. Iqbal just loses the ball. Here's Rio Nishiguchi. Rounds his man pretty comfortably. Rio advancing. Right-hand Rahman. Rio turning, looking to find some playing space. It's Farid. Rio gets there first. Excellent work from him. And dicks the ball over. It's still alive here for Khairul Amri. Anaki. Back to Farid. Rashudo is going to take the shot. No real power in it. That's been about as good as it's got for Tanjong Pagar in a while. Here's Zuzul. He likes taking on players. Plenty of space down that right-hand side. He was trying to get it up to Iqbal Hussain, but Anaki was in the way. Buncevic with a foul there on Rio Nishiguchi. It's just going to be a talking to. And now finally we can tell you Ridwan Muhammad will come on. They're going for it here. It's the final change for Tanjong Pagar. It's been a long time since he was in action for his club. He'll have to wait just a little bit longer. We're going to have the drinks break first, with this game finally poised. Around 20 minutes or so left. Arbrex Nagata, by the way, have just taken the lead Takeru Tezuka makes it 2-1 there against Geelong International at Al Tampines Hub, which means they go top of the table. That's the goal so far in this game. Nishiguchi rolling it in past Zaiful Nizam in the first half, 32nd minute. And then it was a good fight back from Balestier Khalsa in the second half, and a lovely bit of work between Hoshino and Zuzul for his 5th goal of the season. And there he is, Ridwan Mohammed. It's been a long time since he's taken to the field, right at the start of the season. They'll be happy to have the veteran back, but he's been out for such a while. We'll have to see how he copes with the pace of the game. Tempted to come back into football. His last competitive team, Borneo FC, in 2018. Singapore international with almost 70 caps to his name. But he was known for his real pace. And he comes on. For Daniel Martins. Well, some of the set pieces have left a fair bit to be desired. Rushuta goes down, hoping perhaps to get a foul. It will be a goal kick. So Ridwan will play on this right-hand side. Still plenty of time to get a winner for one of these two. Farits with the header. Gareth should get that first. Ideal tries to clear, only as far as right hand. Here's Kyril Amri. Amri goes wide. Anaki with the cross. It's a decent one, but it's away by Bruncevic. Now the break away here from Iqbal Hussain. Goes down the line to Shimei Zuzul, who's got a lot of work to do here. He's looking up for support, there's no one there. Krychek belatedly makes his way. Oh, wonderful bit of skill here. Zuzul. He goes down a little too easily. But what a bit of skill there from the striker. It looked to be a lost cause. Not sure why he felt the need to try and dive there. Meanwhile, up the other end, Zaiful Nizam clears. It's picking up in intensity in these final 15 minutes at Jurong East Stadium. Here's Rushaidi. Tanjong Pagar beginning to push a little bit further up the pitch. Rushaidi slips it into Ridwan. 12 shots to 9, still in favour of Tanjong Pagar. But it's been mainly Balestier in this second half. Fadli clatters into Anaki. Yeah, Naki just leaning in there, preventing Fadli from advancing. Here's Bruncevic. No one wants to make that mistake now. There's a few nerves. And that would lead to players being tentative. Delightful ball from Krajcek. Out to Fadli. Oh, and he slips at the worst time. Anaki. Dalvinda finds Nishiguchi. Anaki Ismet with that yellow card earlier for impeding Fadli Kamis. Dalvinda. Nishiguchi stays strong, does well. Rishuto. Now Raihan. Dalvinda looking for Ridwan. Hasn't really had a chance to run at players yet, Ridwan. Sharin puts it out for safety. Well, Krajcek is pretty much now just playing left inside forward. He's trying to give as much support as possible to Hoshino and Zuzul. And Iqbal up on the other side. That's a poor pass from him. Which means there are, as I mentioned earlier, big gaps that can be exploited by Tanjong Pagar. Nishiguchi, he sees the run of Ridwan. Now Khairul Amri. He'll get a corner. Yeah, they were a bit stretched there, weren't they, Balestier? So they were trying to get back. A lot of players. Look at how, well, you'll see in a minute, how congested it is on that goal line. All crowding around Saiful Nizam's 6-yard box. And the referee's just trying to sort out players jostling around. Right on top of him. Oh, this is going to be uncomfortable if they can get that corner right on top of those players. And it's Hoshino who does the business there, heads it away. Now that could well be a yellow card. It should be a yellow card for Raihan. Cynical challenge from him on Ahmad Shahir. Who's still on the ground, it's not moving. You could see why he did that, because Ahmad Shahir was on a good break there. Ten minutes or so left in this game, plus some added time. Are we going to get a winner here? It's been a long, long time since Tanjong Pagar have beaten Balestier Khalsa, as I mentioned. 2012, or 2013, excuse me, is when they last did it. Since then, 6 wins for Balestier and 1 draw. The momentum of the second half has certainly swung in Balestier's favour. Tanjong Pagar in the last 10 minutes or so have stabilised somewhat, not looked so tentative. He will want those 3 points, Marko Kraljevic, especially after what he's seen in the second 45. Here's Gareth. Ahmad Shahir. Oh, had to get that right. Now can Iqbal finish? He decided to cut inside. It was a mistake from Anaki. And that was the chance. That was the chance, wasn't it? Iqbal didn't take it. He wanted to cut in onto his left foot. It was Shaidi. Here is Ridwan. They're asking for handball, and they're going to get a penalty. Ridwan Muhammad playing his part. Amir Hakim adjudged to have handled the ball. He just saying it came off his chest. Hanging his head there a little bit, and I'm sure the replay will give us a little bit more on that. Oh, that was quick, but it appeared to be an arm. And Ridwan has played his part in this. Khairul Amri steps up. This is the veterans combining here. Now, Khairul Amri, can he score his first goal for Tanjong Pagar? Up against Zaiful Nizam. And he does. Khairul Amri gives Tanjong Pagar the lead here. His first goal for the club. And it's a hugely important one. And look how they celebrate. There's still a lot of work to do. But he's absolutely delighted. And the decision to bring back the two veterans, in Khairul Amri and Ridwan Muhammad, has seemingly paid off for now. Both playing a part in that second goal. Ridwan in helping to get the penalty, and Khairul Amri scoring from the ensuing spot kick. Well, we thought there might be another goal in this. And let's see the response now from Balestier. Will throw absolutely everything into it. That was a waste from the kickoff there for Balestier. And you can bet now they will eat up as much time as possible. Ridwan. They still have one more change to make, should they choose Balestier. They don't really have any out-and-out attacking players left. Pretty much down to these 11 on the pitch. Zuzul. Oh, he's just crowded out. He toe-pokes it in. Oh, he's done so well there. Zuzul holding off the challenge of a number of Tanjong Pagar players. And that is heartbreak for Tanjong Pagar. They've just scored and they seemingly switched off. It's when you're at your most vulnerable. That's massively frustrating, but that is also the quality you get with Shime Zuzul. He had Sharin on him and then Anaki. He fended off the challenges. They just couldn't clear their lines. And he squeezed it past Zarfan Rohaizad. I still think we're going to get a winner here. Just a gut feel. Zuzul has been impressive since his introduction. You think it's Balestier who want to hurry things up here. Prosciutto wants to get on with the throw, but it's been overruled by the referee, who says it's actually in favour of Balestier Khalsa, to his annoyance. Gareth. Now Krychek. Here's Ahmad Shahir. Out wide to Iqbal Hussain. So low cross in, looking for Hoshino. Prosciutto with a deft touch on for Ridwan. Now to Khairul Amri, who returns the ball to his former international teammate. Teasing ball to the box from Ridwan. And now Krychek. Zuzul will put pressure on Rushaidi, but that will get to Zarfan before he does. Tense moments in these final few minutes here at Jurong East Stadium. Idil finds Gareth. And they're going for it here, Balestier Khalsa. And they'll be sick to the stomach, Tanjong Pagar United, not having conceded just after they had taken the lead. Gareth was trying to thread that through to Shime Zuzul, and to the annoyance of Marko Kraljevic, fails to do so. Raihan launches it up to Khairul Amri. Now Ridwan looks up, floats that in, attempting to get that up to Ryo Nishiguchi. Well, fair play to Tanjong Pagar, they're going for it as well. Into the final minute of play. There will be a decent amount of time added on. Great ball from Raihan to Khairul Amri, into that 6-yard box. And he wasn't all that far away, Ridwan. He has galvanized him a little bit going forward. And, you know, that's what you want. You want your substitutes to add a bit of zip. What we're hearing, it's only going to be 3 minutes of added time, which is a bit surprising. Well, Zuzul is right on Delvinder. Prosciutto's not particularly pleased with that. Now, you can see the run being made by a couple of Balestier players. Here's Krychek. Idil, down the line to Hoshino. That's defended by Shabrin pretty well. Danger not over here. Rushaidi does well to just keep that away from Idil. Still down, by the way, Idil. The play continues. Faritz. He is up and about now. Idil. About just over a minute to go in this. Still feel it could be late drama. Who knows? It's Faritz. Up to Ridwan. Nice work from the newly introduced substitute, Kyle Lamry. Well, Delvinda. Remember, even a point here would mean that Tanjong Pagar have already surpassed what they achieved in 2020. It's a decent ball in. Almost spilled to the first chance by Zaiful Nizam. He recovers quickly. One last chance, perhaps. Iqbal switches it across to Krajcek. Good control from him. He's waiting for bodies to get into the box. You can hear Marcus say, take him on, and he's overhit that one. It's behind Shime Zuzul, and I think that will be it. Suddenly, you can see Zarfan trying to pick the pace up. We've had the 3 minutes. Is there time for one more chance? Here's Faritz. Now Kyle Lamry. And I think that will be it. A hard-fought game here. Plenty of entertainment in the second half, particularly. It improved drastically. And you have to give credit to both sets of players. They have put absolutely everything into this. Teams that are struggling at the moment in the SPL, but they've provided us with a fair bit of entertainment. Shime Zuzul made a big impact coming on as a substitute. That was after Ryo Nishiguchi had given Tanjong Pagar the lead. And just after the half-hour mark, and then Balestier Khalsa bouncing back with the introduction of Shime Zuzul. There was a late penalty for Kyle Lamry, but just a couple minutes later, Zuzul equalised. And the full-time score here at the Jurong Stadium is Tanjong Pagar United 2, Balestier Khalsa 2. Let's give you the story of this game with the highlights. Not too much to talk about in the first half with that header from Puvan Raj. Shoda Nishikawa was excellent down the left, and I think they missed him when he went off injured. And that was Naufal's wild shot. Nishiguchi and Tanjong Pagar were just gaining in confidence here. And then this was the opening goal. And Nishiguchi rolls in past Zaiful Nizam, who seemed to be obstructed in his view. And it was 1-0 Tanjong Pagar. Rushani really ought to have made it 2-0, lifting over Zaiful Nizam, but it couldn't drop fast enough. Into the second half, and Shime Zuzul made a big difference. That's how you lob a goalkeeper. Shuhei Shino nodding on for him. And it's a good finish from the striker. Ridwan Muhammad was introduced after a long absence. And there was a handball from Amir Hakim, which Kyle Lamry put away with aplomb. 2-1 with 6 minutes to go. And it looked to be perhaps Tanjong Pagar's night. But Shime Zuzul sliding in, managing to hold off the challenge of two Tanjong Pagar players. And it's only the second time in 8 matches that Tanjong Pagar United have managed to take points off Balestier Khalsa. A much more even match by the end of it. Tanjong Pagar, more shots and more of them on target, but they all look back at chances they did not take. Balestier Khalsa, the only 2 shots on target were the goals they scored. A little bit wasteful today. Actually, both teams would probably think that. But it was an entertaining match, particularly in the second half. Those are your results today. Lion City Sailors edging out Young Lions in a game which they struggled for large periods of it. It was a 5-goal thriller for Hougang United. We've got a winner then, Albrechts Nagata, and a draw between Tanjong Pagar United and Balestier Khalsa. What does that mean for the table? Well, Albrechts will go back top after Lion City Sailors had leapfrogged them last night, and they are a point clear of the Sailors. Hougang in third and Tampines Rovers in fourth. Tanjong Pagar have just widened the gap there at the bottom ahead of Young Lions. So that brings us to a close here at Jurong East Stadium. We are taking a long break from the SPL. We'll return in July. For now, from me, Shazad Haq and the team here, thanks a lot for joining us, and we'll see you in a month and a bit.